Shalom, it's your brother Yonathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, there's plenty of ways, especially through prophecy, as we know, Revelation 19 and 10. The spirit of Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is the spirit of prophecy. Through prophecy, you can discern who's who and who's not in our time. One of the elders of the Chicago camp, St. Benji, brought out a powerful point in their past week sit-down. And it revolved around the word. And as many of you may already know, anybody who calls out the exploitation tactics or the atrocities committed by the welfare state is going to be labeled an anti-Sem, right? They have the authority, the monetary lubricant to push a campaign against anybody who stands up against their evil. But when you go to the scriptures, is that a capability that the children of Israel in the last days would have? So when we go to Jeremiah 15 and 5, and I'm going to read it in the NLT here on the right, it says, "Who will feel sorry for you, O Jerusalem?" And remember, Jerusalem, it's a people before it's a place. It talks about the nation of Israel. It's talking about, the people before the place. The scriptures even say the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. That too, it's talking about the people. All right, Jeremiah 15 and 5 again on the right. "Who will feel sorry for you, Jerusalem? Who will weep for you? Who will even bother to ask how you are?" So the fact that there's a whole campaign behind the anti-Sem word, and you have celebrities having to meet with these rabbis and priests, and say, "Oh, I always support Israel. I'm always going to stand with you guys." The fact,
and like I said before, I'm not with you guys 10%, 50%. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather in Israel. I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice.
You have these celebrities even doing that. It's testament to the fact that they're not the people. They don't fit the checkpoints, the criteria. And most Christians won't acknowledge these things because they don't have a biblical worldview. All right? But those who are sincere about the Lord's word, these are points you can't help but consider. So again, when you talk about the physical, mental, and spiritual state that the nation of Israel will be in our time, these guys, they don't fit it. We're still going to be under the curses of Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, until the Lord returns. All right? Revelation 22 and 3, it tells you then there should be no more curse upon the establishment of the kingdom of heaven upon the earth. When we go back to the Holy Land, it's because the Lord is taking us back to the Holy Land, which is after, he's come back and made the kingdoms of this world his kingdoms. Which means we're going to be changed when we go back to the Holy Land. So we're going to be immortal. Okay, it's going to be after the war, Armageddon. So there's not going to be any more war after that. The nations aren't going to learn any more war. Pursuant to Micah, the 4th chapter. I believe it also says it in Isaiah 2. And we're going to be the sole world superpower. All the nations are going to have to come to the nation of Israel to learn righteousness. And they're just going to be governed by the nation of Israel. Okay? The people in the land today, they fit none of that criteria. The criteria that they do fit, is of the Edomites. When you go to Ezekiel 36 and 5, it talks about the nation of Edom appointing the Holy Land into their possession, and them having the possession of the land until the Lord returns. These are, when you get into prophecy, you can't really lie. You can't sidestep particular things. And you're able to see through deception. So somebody's lying, right? And then clearly it's not the Most High. Now, even when you talk about the word, the anti-Sem word, it's really Shem, okay? Shem, Ham and Japheth. The Hebrew they speak, it's a bastard tongue. All right, they added vowel points. They even added letters. Like what? It has nothing to do with the Lashon Kodash, the true holy tongue. All right, but I got a chart for you here. Okay. Now, when you go down on Shem, you'll get to Arphaxad, who was an ancestor of the Hebrews. Okay, which again, out of the Hebrews also came Edomites. So-called white man is a Hebrew Edomite. He's not a Hebrew Israelite, right? And the promises don't pertain unto him. The covenants don't pertain unto him. But he is a Shemite. But there's a bunch of people under the umbrella of Shem. Even when you look into the things that this devil says, man, you really scrutinize it, it falls apart. And back to the fact that the nations give the state of Israel money, man. United States, Germany, the EU, all the nations in the EU contribute to giving the state of Israel aid. And that's just surface level. It goes deeper than that. You know, I think I did a lesson a little while ago. Your tax dollars, okay, when it gets funneled to Israel, they have subsidiary programs to where every Israeli family, so every Israeli child, once they get a certain age, they got a bank account set up with thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in it, okay, which is, you know, coming from you. And these guys will get together after they get a certain age. They'll get together with a bunch of friends and they'll have a startup company, and this big company just pops up out of nowhere. And you're like, damn, well, where did they get the capital to even start that company? Well, they got it from you. They got it from you, man. So, yeah, you know, it's plain to see, man. If you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you know something's up. So if they're not the people, and they're not, then you have to ask yourself, well, who are the people? Who does fit the criteria that the scriptures laid out for the children of Israel in the last days before the Lord's return? And it's unmistakably clear who it is. Now, again, this isn't a thing of skin complexion, all right? But you have generalizations and everything. So for the sake of us being able to keep point, okay, oh, these people, we're going to let you know it's a so-called Black, Latino, and Native American. There's going to be Israelites scattered amongst every nation. They may not look like that group of people, but so that you could compartmentalize what's being said. The so-called Black, Latino, and Native American people are the Israelites. Now, is that every person that looks like a so-called Black, Latino, and Native American? No. It's about the spirit that the Lord puts in the body. And the spirit is connected to the seed of the Father. All right, so the seed of the Father, you know, is how you track lineage. You know, you take on physical features from both parents. You're going to take on physical features from your mother and your father. But the spirit that the Lord decides to put in a body coincides with the seed. Okay, and I think that's where a lot of people, they get mixed up. They're trying to discern lineage the way Esau discerns lineage. That's not how the Lord does it. You know? So, Abarat is our man, the listeners edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.